Hello, hi, welcome to Did Teach webinar this morning. I'm joined with Rysia, who has been teaching for 17 years, science teacher, and she has created a really successful tutoring business, and she's here to share with you guys how she did it and to give you an insight into her academy as well. So Did Teach, if you don't know, we help teachers find alternative careers outside of the classroom, or we've helped teachers with voluntary work or with upskilling in EdTech and areas like that and focus groups. My name's Katie. I am the founder of Did Teach, and I'm really delighted to have Rysia here today to just talk about her experiences and share with you exactly what she's gone through. So perhaps you can start running your own business. You can start tutoring if you're not already, or you can really push that tutoring business to eventually leave the classroom if you want to. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Okay, thanks, Casey. Yeah, thanks for having me. So my name's Rysia Connolly, and basically I started, I was a science teacher, qualified science teacher for 17 years, and working mainly in London schools for 17 years, a little bit abroad as well. And I really enjoyed teaching, still do really enjoy teaching, loved the school that I worked at, etc. But basically my story, sort of cut a long story short, is I had two children really close together. And once I'd had my children, after maternity leave, I went back to full-time teaching. And I just realised that it just wasn't really going to be working for me in my sort of family situation anymore. So I'd thought about leaving the classroom for a couple of years or trying to do something different, and always wanted to run my own business, to be honest. And then one of my friends actually told me that how she was running her own tutoring business. She'd left about a year before, and she's an English teacher, and she'd been doing really, really well with her tuition business. And she runs group basically sessions for her tuition business. So one time she basically told me all about it, and it kind of sparked the idea in my head. And I thought, wow, this looks really good. And it's kind of, still keeping me in teaching, which I really love. And I'm still able to help children and, teach my subjects, but also I'll then be able to have a lot of flexibility for myself and my own family, which is basically what I wanted at this sort of phase in my life. So I started Simply Science Tuition back in February of 22, so not that long ago, to be honest. So it's only just over a year and a half ago. And within about 6 months, I'd actually matched my full-time UPS 3 teaching salary, and that's sort of out of London salary, which I'd say is probably a little bit unusual, to be honest. But I did go into it, I was just saying to Katie a minute ago, like sort of full blast, if you like, because I just really wanted to make it work. So you can sort of do it more gradually, but I was just in that mindset. I just, wanted to go for it. So I did that, and I still run my science tuition business. That's my main business and my primary sort of source of income. And it's basically given me a lot more flexibility with my own children, which is basically what I wanted. So I tutor now it's 12 hours a week. And like I say, I match and exceed now my full-time teaching salary just on 12 hours a week. And that's because of the group model of tuition that I've chosen to use. So obviously there's lots of different models you can do for tuition, like Sarah Capewell, for example, was with you for a while ago, wasn't she, Casey? And she basically does like the international sector. I don't do that. I focus on groups. So basically what I've had over the past, especially sort of 6 to 8 months, I've had a lot of tutors contacted me particularly on Instagram and on Facebook, and just asking for my advice on, how did I do it? Or they're trying to either do tutoring as like a side hustle, if you like, to make some extra money, or is something they're thinking about doing in terms of leaving the classroom potentially, or in addition to, working in the classroom. So that kind of got me sort of sparked the idea. I thought, well, actually, there's obviously a lot of demand for this and people want to know, how to do it. So then I came up with the Tutor Toolkit, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. So basically the Tutor Toolkit is there's an online course, if you like, which I've developed. So I'll show you in a little bit, but it's all about teaching you everything that I've learned over the past 18 months of running my own tuition business. So you can basically sort of fast track your progress if it's something you're interested in doing. And there's sort of 2 ways we can do it. One's like an online course, which is purely self-led. So that's good for people that maybe want to take their time on this, if you like, and don't want to go into it sort of full swing straight away. So you can kind of work through all the videos and everything yourself. And I'll show you what they cover in a second. But if you are someone that wants kind of like a sort of intensive approach to setting up your business, and maybe it's something you want to do in the very near future, or you're currently trying to do it but struggling, then the Tutor Toolkit Academy could be for you. So if I just sort of show you on here, if this kind of applies to anyone that's either brand new to tutoring and has got nowhere to start, doesn't know where to start, because I'm a member of a number of different groups. So, for example, like Richard Cow's group is amazing on Facebook. And in there, you see a lot of tutors saying, or teachers saying, look, I'm just starting out and I really have no idea where to start. And there's loads of tutors on there which give loads of great advice, which is brilliant. There's a really nice sort of cohesive community. Everyone tries to help each other out.
I think we're having a few internet problems here.
Oh, right, okay.
So I do apologise for that.
Don't worry.
Just going to check with Rysia if it's on her end.
Yeah, it's working okay for me.
Is it okay for you?
Yeah, it's fine for me. Yeah. Just checking my internet's good. Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that. Carry on. I don't know what was happening.
Okay. That's all right. That's all right. Do I need to repeat anything? Do you know? Shall I just?
I mean, I missed you talking over this slide. So I don't know if anyone else did. So perhaps just repeat it quickly.
Yeah, no worries. So basically, there's kind of sort of 3 prongs for the type of person that I would help, or that would benefit from my help. So either you're brand new to tutoring, okay, and you've got no idea where to start. So I don't know if you heard what I was saying about, like, for example, Richard Cow. He's amazing, and he does a lot of mentoring and programs for tutors as well. And he's got a really good Facebook group. So if you're not part of it, definitely go and join it. And in there's loads of tutors or teachers that basically just starting out and they just don't know where to start. So everyone always gives advice and stuff, which is great. So I could help you out with that as well. Or, for example, maybe you've been tutoring for a while, but you're quite overwhelmed. You don't really know where to focus your efforts. So, maybe you've been doing it, I don't know, a year or 2 years, and you've been making some money, but you're struggling to sort of reach those financial goals, if you like, or even just to meet your teaching salary. So maybe you're having to, I don't know if you've gone there, having to supplement your income. Sorry, Katie's just disappeared, so I'm not sure. If she's gone. Let me just check my phone. Can anyone just let me know in the chat? Can anyone hear me or see me talking? Because Katie's screen is gone, so I don't know whether anyone can hear me or not. Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Right, I've just seen you can hear me. It's just she has fallen out. You haven't. Right. Okay. Sorry. It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Right. I'll carry on. If you can't hear me or anything, please speak to me in the chat, guys. That'd be great. So hopefully that's right with Katie. Right. So also then, yeah, maybe you've been tutoring, like I was saying, for a while, and you're sort of overwhelmed. You're not matching your teaching salary, and maybe you're having to do some supply work, or you're thinking, I'm going to have to supplement my income with supply, and that possibly might not be something you want to do. Oh, she's back. Katie, can you hear me?
Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Probably a child putting on a device, taking the internet. Okay. So I do apologise.
No worries, that's fine. I didn't know what to do there. So yeah, that's fine. I'll just I'll pause for a bit and now I'll just carry on.
It's like a lesson.
Yeah, no, it is, isn't it? Yeah. The wonder of technology. So the last thing is basically, maybe, for example, you're a tutor and you've been tutoring and you're completely full with one-to-one students, and you've reached your sort of time limit and capacity of the students you can reach, but maybe you want to now sort of expand to group tuition, because that's my specialism, which is group tuition. So basically, that's what I've done, if you like. So I've left the classroom, I've matched my teaching salary, and now I help other tutors and teachers to do the same if that's something that they want to do. So like I said, I've got an online course, which I'll show you in a bit, but I'm going to focus today's session on the Tutor Toolkit Academy, which is starting on Friday. So today's Saturday, isn't it? Yeah, so it's in about 6 days' time. So it's next Friday and next Saturday, which I'll show you in a second. So now I'm just going to say exactly what it is. So with this, it's basically a bespoke 12-week mentoring program, okay? And it's for ambitious educators. So like I say, I wouldn't say it's for the faint-hearted as such, because it's designed to be an intensive program. So if you did want to sort of take it gradually, then like my online course would probably be a better option. However, if you're someone that's really sort of ambitious and you actually want to start doing group tuition model as part of your tuition and match your teaching salary quite quickly, like I did, then this would be a good program for you, potentially. Now, basically, the idea is that by Christmas, you're going to have a clear direction for your tuition business. Because it's 12 weeks, like I say, it starts next Friday, Saturday, and it runs every week, apart from half term, so we can all have a break. And then it finishes directly just before Christmas holidays. So if you are either currently tutoring or just started out, or thinking about leaving the classroom, and you want to sort of say by January, if you have a really clear direction for your business, then it would be a good option if you want to do group model. So by the end of it, you're going to become basically upskilled. Okay, so I'm going to teach you all of the skills that you need in order to run a successful tuition business, because I'm not going to teach you how to teach, because you guys all know how to teach. Okay, this is not about sort of the teaching side of things. Some of it might be mentioned in terms of like how you could lead group lessons online and workshops to do with that. But it's all about the skills that you need to run a business. Okay, because that's something that I had no idea of what to do when I first started. So I'm going to teach you everything that I've learned, sort of no holds barred. And it's also about confidence. So for example, I speak for myself here, but I know as well from reading lots of forums, etc., if you possibly have been in teaching for a while, sometimes some teachers, their confidence are quite low. And I know mine was when I first left, for example. So there's going to be a lot of mindset work as well, if you like, sort of threaded into everything. And it's about lifting people up to have the confidence to do what they want to do. And also all the technical skills that you need. So, for example, with your social media, with your marketing particularly, and any sort of software and apps, etc., that you need to use. Now, with the Tutor Toolkit Academy, basically, this is the first time that I'm running it. So it's like my beta program, if you like. So it's the first cohort. There's going to be another cohort in January and another cohort also in April of 24. So I'm going to run it 3 times a year. That's the plan at the moment. So this is the very first one. And it's going to have a maximum of 10 people in the academy, because I want to keep it really small, and so it's really bespoke. So I can really get to know each member individually. We can all get to know each other as a community, help one another, and also I can give a lot of one-to-one support to everybody in the academy too. Okay, so in terms of how does it work? So some of you might be aware of this already. I don't know. It depends if you've seen anything on other sort of sites and social media. But I'm just going to talk to you about exactly what we cover. Now, all of this stuff that I'm just about to talk to you on this sort of slide, if you like, is all available as well as like my online course. So like I was saying, if you're someone that wants to do it maybe on your own, in your own time, at your own pace, you could also do this with the online course. But in the academy, we're basically going to cover, it's 12 weeks, like I say. So in those 12 weeks, we're going to be covering branding. So like I say, when I first started, I knew how to teach, but I had no idea about what branding is or anything like that. So we're going to look at branding for your business. We're also going to look at confidence. And like I say, that's going to be like a running theme throughout the course, and mindset, and a lot of work to do with that. We're going to be looking at money, because obviously that's a key point. So in terms of how much to charge, how to work out your finances, how to hit those goals that you've got, particularly if you want to be running group sessions, all the logistics of that and all the money side of things as well. Equipment. So say, for example, again, most teachers, I don't know, like with me before I started, the only experience I'd had of teaching online was during COVID and lockdowns, and it was on Microsoft Teams. And when I was doing it, wasn't that good, to be honest with you, because no one knew what to do really, did they? We're all sort of fumbling around. Whereas nowadays, there's so many different things you can do as an online tutor and teacher. So I'll be talking to you about that as well, and also giving like demonstrations of how you can do it effectively. Yeah, marketing. So this is obviously a key part. There's loads of tutors and teachers out there now that are offering tuition. You know, the market is kind of saturated in a way. However, in order to sort of stick out, if you like, from others, your marketing obviously is crucial and key. And I find a lot of those teachers and tutors that contact me, that's one of the main areas that they struggle with, in addition to social media. And that links into like confidence as well. So I'm going to be teaching you all of the marketing skills that I use and all the techniques, plus also how to use different social media to promote your business effectively, particularly Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Then we're going to focus on group tuition. So like I say, that's my model. There's many different ways you can run a business for tutoring business, but this is the one that I focus on. So I'll tell you all about the logistics of how I run my groups. I'll show you examples, guide you through it so you feel confident doing it yourself. Also going to talk to you about boundaries. So again, I think, again, from my own experience and some tutors and teachers I've spoken to, you know, some of us are quite, not scared, but a little bit possibly unconfident in putting our boundaries in, because we're used to saying, you know, yes quite a lot maybe, and in the classroom, if you like, and, you know, doing extra hours for nothing, etc. You know, whereas here, when you're running your own business, it's really quite different. You can do it however you want. So I'm going to sort of teach you about how you can change your mindset with that as well, which is important, so that you're happy with the business that you're running as well. And then we've got two more. Then we're going to do student retention. So once you've got some students, how can you retain those students, hopefully long term, throughout, say, the whole of the one academic year, if not longer. Also recruiting things like siblings, etc. So that's a really good one. And then finally, software and apps, which basically sort of goes throughout the course anyway, because obviously you're going to use different software and apps for all those other things like money and equipment, social media, marketing. So that's basically all of the content, if you like, of the course. And you can buy that, like I say, as an online course on my website, or you can come to the Tutor Toolkit Academy and we'll cover all of these areas as well. Okay. Okay. Am I going too fast, or are we all right, Casey?
No, it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, really nice and clear.
Okay. Right. Now, in addition then to all of those things, like I say, which you can get as a course on its own, the Academy is obviously slightly different. It's kind of like I call it like the VIP version. Okay. So in addition to all of these sort of online, because you're going to get those online video sessions anyway as part of the Academy, so you'll have access to that at any point. But if you join the Academy, you'll also get weekly 90-minute Zoom sessions with me. So these are designed to be like, there's 12, obviously, because it's over 12 weeks. So basically like coaching sessions online as a group will come on Zoom for 90 minutes once a week. And I'll talk you through the theme of that week, if you like. It's also going to be quite fluid. I've got an outline at the moment of what we're going to cover. However, again, because it's the first time I've run it, I'm going to obviously be listening to what everyone wants so I can adapt it, you know. So already, for example, one of the ladies that's signed up, she said to me she really wants like a workshop on how to run group lessons, you know, so like maybe doing like a mini kind of masterclass on us pretending to be student and teacher and, you know, using breakout rooms. So I'm going to fit that in as well. So I'm open to sort of changing bits and bobs. Yes, then in addition to that, we've also got a private members only Facebook group. So I've called it the Tutor Toolkit Tribe, because I want us to be a real sort of cohesive group where we're all going to support each other. And that's the Facebook group. So that's basically where you can ask any questions at any time in between the weekly meets, if you like. So we'll meet once a week for 12 weeks, but also we'll have that interaction at any point on the Facebook group. So I'll be leading it, but obviously we're going to work as a team on there. That's the idea. I really want it to be supportive. And then the bonus, which I think is good, is that you're going to have 12 weeks of direct access to me. So any time of day, which I might regret saying, but literally on my WhatsApp and on phone, obviously, it's not just, you know, WhatsApp messages, but you're going to have direct access to me for the whole 12 weeks as like your business mentor in your pocket. And I genuinely, you know, just want to help people to be able to change their lifestyles. So I'm going to be putting my all into this and making it the best program possible for anybody that, you know, takes part. And that's also not to say after 12 weeks it's all cut off, you know, because obviously I can still, you know, support you after that. But for 12 weeks, you can have like an intense program where you can access, you know, me anytime. So yes, if you go onto my website, which is www.thetutortoolkit.com, then there's a whole outline of the program there. That's just a screenshot. You can scroll through there and look at everything that I've planned so far. Again, like I say, it is fluid though, because it's the first time I can sort of tweak it and change it. But at the moment, that's the idea I've got for the course. And yes, in terms of how do you know? So obviously sometimes it's scary investing in yourself, if you like, and spending money yourself, especially when you are starting out in, on a new business. You might not have the extra cash. I mean, like when I left teaching, I had, I think, £1,000 only saved. That was it. So, I understand you want to sort of trust, who you're going to be putting your money into. And I'll just show you, for example, this is a screenshot of my current tutoring timetable. So I work for 12 hours a week, well, tutor for 12 hours a week. So actual contact time. So I run 8 groups a week. And with that, basically, I'm more than matching my full-time teaching salary. Oops, press the wrong button there. There we go. And just again to sort of show you, how lucrative this can be, as well as giving you all the flexibility as well that you sometimes don't get in the classroom, is when I first left in February of 22, this is just as I had left teaching. I was earning about £825 gross per month. And then this September, for example, was just over £6,000 gross. And your overheads aren't that much. If you're online, then you really have minimal overheads. And that's for 12 hours contact time. So it's just to show you that, the investment, if you like, can be made back really quickly if you're going to be doing the group model of tuition. So it's actually a really good deal, I think. Right, when does it start? So this is the last bit. Basically, like I say, it starts in 6 days' time. So this Friday coming, or this time next week on Saturday. I've given 2 options basically for the live meets, because I'm aware obviously some people are still in the classroom. So if that is you, or you work full time, then you've got the Saturday morning option for the live meets. So it's from 9 till 10:30 a.m. which I know might be a little bit early, but I thought then it might be good because you can sort of get out of the way and then get on with your day. So that's the sort of hour and a half meeting on a Saturday, or alternatively, you've got a Friday meet, which is 11 till 12:30. And you can swap between the two if you wanted as well. Like some weeks, if you want to do Friday, some weeks Saturday, because it's the same session, if you like. But then the Facebook groups, obviously all the time, and WhatsApp access to me and phone calls to me is all the time anyway. And that's it really. So I don't know if anyone's put any questions or anything in the chat, or if Katie, if there are any questions or anything.
Yeah, I thought of a few questions. I just wondered about, I think firstly, I wanted to say that's a really good presentation. Fantastic. And I can really see the value, having started my business whilst teaching. It is hard. It is hard to sort of get that time. So this is definitely for people who are teaching at the moment as well. They can balance this academy whilst they're teaching.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like I say, it depends. If you want to just do it self-led, then you can just do the online course yourself, and that's obviously cheaper as well. And then you can just take your time working through that. But if you want to do the online course plus have the support, if you like, and the in-person support in the community, then you can do this. And if you're still teaching, you can do it on a Saturday morning. So yeah, it's for either sort of group of people, if you like.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So I think, some people are a bit scared, aren't they? Because there's a lot of work when you're teaching, huge amounts of work. How do you do that and sort of set up your business? But we both have done that. So I guess we're sort of living proof that it can be done. And I think it's about priorities as well, isn't it? If this is really important to you to grow your own business, then that will become your priority, and you'll find the time to do it. All the exercises that you will have on the actual academy. And I think the other thing I was thinking about was something that I hear a lot is about imposter syndrome. And teachers just think, and you said it before, I can just teach, that's it. But actually those skills, and I've seen it with thousands of teachers going off and doing different things, those skills that you've honed in the classroom are incredibly valuable, aren't they, with tutoring? What do you think, apart from your subject knowledge, what do you think that you gain from your experience teaching that you bring into the tutoring business that makes it so successful?
Yeah, I think you're totally right. Like, I think a lot of teachers totally underestimate themselves in terms of the skills that they have. If you obviously think about the things you do on a weekly basis as a teacher, you're doing presentations, like 5 or 6 presentations a day. I'm talking secondary point of view. So you're really good at selling, which a lot of people think when they leave the classroom, oh, I've got to sell my services. I don't, but you do that every day in the classroom. Organizational skills, you've got amazing organizational skills. You constantly have to juggle so many balls, when you're a teacher. Relationship building, which is obviously so important but obviously with your tutees, but also in your marketing, if you like. That's a key thing about marketing, is trying to sort of build that relationship, if you like, with your audience. There's so many skills that we have, sort of, it's endless really. So yeah, I think it is literally just about mindset, which is really hard sometimes, and I've been through it myself. And like you say, imposter syndrome, I still experience that. I think, well, who am I to do this? Sometimes. But at the end of the day, you just got to give things a go, and you've got to believe in yourself, because otherwise you'll be, if you are in a situation that you're not too happy in, then you're just going to stay in it unless you make a change. So yeah. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. And I think, if you're passionate about your subject, and I think most teachers that I speak to, it's not, the actual teaching side of it that they're frustrated with. It's, quite often the workload, the management, all of that sort of stuff. But the joy that you have getting a kid through an exam or an assessment is, that never leaves, does it? If you're doing it as a tutor, I guess you have a sort of stronger relationship with those children as well, do you?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, you can definitely have much more of a sort of close-knit relationship, because obviously you're either teaching one-to-one with someone, with a child, sorry, or in small group situations, so you can still have all those build all the relationships, etc. The only thing is possibly, like, in terms of the sort of camaraderie between colleagues, if you like, I do miss that. But then again, there is such a big community out there. Like I say, you've got Richard Cow, who's amazing. There's loads of people out there that are really trying to help teachers and tutors. So if you're after it, if you like, it's out there, you can find it. So yeah. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah. And I mean, that sort of fits. That fits quite nicely with the comment that we have here from Miss O'Connor.
Yeah.
Can you see that there?
Yeah. Do you get lonely, or does the community still exist? Yeah. Yeah. So to be honest, yeah, loneliness. No, I don't. I think when I first left the classroom, it's kind of a mixture of emotions. So back in February 22, I felt relief in a way, but also felt really scared, because it was like a big jump and a big risk I was taking. But then I felt determined as well, if you like. Then sometimes I felt lonely, because you're just working on your own every day. But I think as it develops, if you like, you start to get such a satisfaction from running your own business. And if it is working and you get, successful at it, your confidence really grows. Plus, also, like I say, there's loads of people out there in community-wise, lots of Facebook groups that are really supportive. So I think if you sort of reach out to people, there's a lot of connections and networking that you can do. There's lots of events as well you can go to. So I don't think it has to be lonely necessarily.
I know some tutors who use co-working spaces, so they're sort of there with like a community of other people, but then they go into private booths to do the online tutoring, and I think if there might be something like that out there that's worth looking into. If you do feel like just being at home the whole time is, it can be quite isolating, can't it? So yeah, have a look at those co-working spaces and see where they are, or make sure that you factor in having a break. I mean, you're saying you're doing this and you're only doing 12 hours, aren't you?
Yeah, of actual teaching, like contact time. Yes, I mean, there's a lot of extra hours outside of that, obviously, to build your business, as you know. But
absolutely, but that can be done anywhere, can't it? So you can go to the library and do that. You can, meet a friend for coffee and then go back and do more, or something. So yeah, you can definitely factor that in.
Plus sorry to interrupt, plus you've also got like the flexibility. So say, for example, if you have got children, and I mean, like, that was my main motivator, I can now still pick them up from school, etc., and I can work around that. And like you say, you can do a lot of work on your phone, or your marketing, advertising, everything. You don't even need to be sat down at your laptop. So it's really flexible, which is great.
That's good. Yeah. Matt's asking if you can just spell out Richard's surname.
Right. Yeah. Cowell, Cowell.
Okay.
So Richard, Cowell. He's got a podcast as well. He's great. He's really good. He's got a really good Facebook group.
Nice. Okay, fantastic. And again, this is for any subject. It's not, just for science teachers. So it works, doesn't it, for regardless? Yeah. Okay. Fantastic. So anything you want to add? Any other comments that you want to make?
No, I don't think so. Just I'd say the most important thing for anyone that's watching or listening is, just choose the right person for you. There's so many, it's not just me out there now, offering these kind of services. There's loads of people, there's lots of coaches, there's lots of different types of ways of learning how to tutor set up your own business as well as a tutor, if that's what you want to do. So I think the key thing is just to choose someone that you feel you could work well with and you can resonate with, because there's lots of people out there with lots of different personalities. And do what's right for you at the time that's right for you, because there's no rush.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you wanted to learn more, I'm going to put the link for you for the website at the bottom of the YouTube video, so you can come back and watch this again, and look at me disappearing off the screen and coming back on again like a magician. So and get in contact. How else can they contact you? Via LinkedIn as well.
So if I don't know if I can reshare. So I'm not used to screen thingy. Present screen share. Oh dear. Window. Here we go. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh no, I'm saying the wrong. No. Oh, entire screen. No, I can't show it. Sorry, I don't know how to use StreamYard very well. But contact me. It's www.thetutortoolkit.com. On there, if you want to contact me or book a call or anything with me, there's a section which says contact. So you literally click on that button. I'm also on Instagram as the Tutor Toolkit. So come along there, send me a DM on there, and on Facebook. So as the Tutor Toolkit.
Wonderful. So thank you very much for all being here today, and giving up a bit of your Saturday morning to learn about tutoring. I think if you do resonate with this idea and this toolkit, and you really do want to push yourself, then I think the Academy is just such a perfect way to go. It's got all the skills there that you're going to need, and you don't need to sort of struggle and find them on the internet. It's all in one box, which is quite nice. And having that support there as well, it is really nice, that one-to-one. So if you resonate with that, then it could be a good fit for you. So thank you very much. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you for having me. That's lovely. Thanks, Katie.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.